Oh my goodness, what a phenomenal way to start the day. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Saturday morning ILCA overview and special public crypto talk. My name is your Queen Connectress, Miss Marnita Casa, and I am your humble hostess for today. Now, there is something that I always like to say, and that is we totally understand. My goodness, it's the day after Christmas that there are so many different things you could be doing with your time. So the fact that you guys decided to come on out and hear what we have to say, of course, that makes us so very happy. So again, thank each and every one of you for being here. Now, before we get started, there are a couple of people that I want to shout out. Catherine Clement, you know I'm coming for you, baby. Today is Catherine's birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Mwah! And look at that. She has her certification. Hi, Melvin. Thank you, baby. Catherine, we are so proud of you, beautiful queen. Not only is Catherine Clement on our ILCA roundtable, so that means she is taking care of a lot, baby. She also is our liaison for one of our opportunities. She is our certified student. She is doing the most. So, Catherine, baby, thank you for everything that you do. You have been a blessing to this community, and we love you very much. Thank you so much for everything. Happy birthday, baby. Yes, ma'am. I'm so proud of you. Okay. And we also have another new certified student. Woo, woo. ILCA students are on the move. Hello, Miss Amy Hazel. I don't know if she's in the house right now. Okay, she's not, but Miss Amy, if you watch this later, congratulations, baby, on becoming certified. We are so very proud of you and all of our certified students. So this is our last ILCA Saturday morning update and overview call for the year of 2025. And family, what a powerful, powerful year this has been, not only for ILCA as a company, but for all of our students, for me as well as our educator. This has been a wonderful year of growth, of unity, of new improvements and advancements, and we're only getting started, babies. Here in 2025, not only were we able to improve our memberships, we also have went over and transferred to a better membership category that brings you guys more value. So in 2026, you guys get ready. We are going to have our inner circle membership. We are going to have our diamond membership. And we now have introduced our partner membership. So there are 3 different valuable memberships that you guys can now be able to choose from. We also have implemented our River of Money group. Woo, woo. And let me tell you something, our students have been crushing it. And what is that River of Money group? Let's just say we have now opened up our doors for you guys to not only be educated, but for you to also be able to capitalize on passive income opportunities in an educated way. So we are killing it, and we are going into 2026 with so much more than we ever had before. So I am so very proud of ILCA as a company and of all of our students. Give yourselves a round of applause. This has been a wonderful year with you guys. So speaking of our wonderful students, I see you guys all on the Zoom call. Hello, babies. How are you? Melvin is giving up special shout outs. Melvin, thank you so much for always being here and always bringing that wonderful energy. Now, you guys know the routine. As you come on in, please type your name and where you are from in that chat box. That way I get a chance to tell everybody who is on the Zoom call with us. And if you have the opportunity, please turn on your cameras. One of the best parts about us being on a Zoom call like this, that we get a chance see all your faces and see all those wonderful smiles. So let me go ahead and start saying hello. But before I do, all of our friends on Facebook, you need to be on the Zoom call with us, and you can. All you got to do is go to B as in boy, cryptochallenge.com. Again, that's bbcryptochallenge.com, and you can be right here on the Zoom call with the cool kids. So first one up, of course, is the beautiful Catherine Clement. Hello, Queen. Thank you so much for being here with us. Hey, Clairvaux. You said it was cold outside. You weren't playing. You are bundled up, sir. I see you're in the car. stay warm and drive safe, okay? Thank you so much for being here with us. Mr. Clairvaux Albert is another one of our certified students, and we are proud to have him in our community. I see we also have the beautiful Miss Melanie Davis. Now, you guys, if you get here 15 to 20 minutes early, our educator is playing some awesome music. And the last song we heard was actually Miss Melanie Davis's 2026 song. Girl, you got me fired up. I know that's right. Yes. Thank you so much for being a part of our community. It's always good to see you. Of course, my baby Elton's here. Hi, sweetheart. How are you? Mwah. There he is. I thought I'd seen you turn on your camera. Hi, Elton. It's always good to see you, baby. Thank you so much for being here. Of course, Miss Rita B is in the house. I thought I seen her out walking as always. Rita is another one of our certified students. Miss Rita, thank you so much for being a part of the ILCA community. It's always good to see you. I see Mr. CJ Jackson is in the house. Boom, 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 boom. If you guys don't know, CJ Jackson represents Arizona, and he is also on our ILCA roundtable. So Mr. CJ Jackson is behind the scenes, putting in a lot of work for you guys. CJ, thank you so very much for being a part of our community. It is always good to see you. There he is. All right, like CJ usually has his camera on. It's always good to see you, baby. Thank you so much for being here. I see Mr. Chris Hall is in the house. Hi, Chris. How are you, sweetheart? It's good to see you again. Of course, the beautiful Miss Judy is coming on in from Canada. Hello, Judy. How are you? I see Nathan Hansberger is here. Hello, sweetheart. Hi, Nathan. Nathan is coming all the way in from Las Vegas, Nevada. Of course, Samantha is here with us, another certified student and another roundtable representative. Woo, woo. Miss Samantha actually just brought in the heat a few days ago. She brought us a crypto tax expert. Hello. Something that we have always needed. Samantha, thank you for everything that you're doing behind the scenes. It is always good to see you, baby girl. I see Miss Gina Muhammad is in the house representing Philadelphia. Hello, Queen. Of course, Melvin's here. Mwah. Hi, baby. It's always good to see you. I see Miss Victoria Peterson is here with us. Hello, Victoria. Miss Jacqueline Briggs is in the house. Janelle Appling is here representing Colorado. And then, of course, Judy is here twice. It's always good to see everybody. See, the family's all here. Let's go ahead and get this party started. Again, my name is your Queen Connectress, Miss Marnie DaCosta, and I am your humble hostess for today. Now, it is my honor to introduce you all to a man that for over 25 years dominated the direct sales industry. His cryptocurrency education is used by companies and universities worldwide. Now, for over 8 years, almost 9 years now, he dedicated his life to learning about blockchain technology and cryptocurrency, but he just stopped there. He decided to go out and share his information with the masses, and he did this by putting on fun and exciting Bitcoin boot camps nationwide at no cost. He has built thriving communities and wonderful platforms like you see before you now. So without further ado, it is my honor to introduce you all to Mr. Brandon Ivey.
All right. Thank you for that introduction, Miss Casa, and welcome everybody. I got to give it back to Miss Casa. She said this is our last Saturday ILCA presentation training of 2025. And guess what? She has been here for every single one. I think she might only miss one, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I think so. Talk about dedication, consistency to not only her own learning, but also to preparing our foundation for all of you guys behind the scenes. She's put in a lot of work this year. And just so you guys, if you don't know, 2025 was a big year for us. It was the very first year we went the entire year under a new system. When we split from our first marketing team, and Ms. Katza has been very, very instrumental in making sure that the wheels keep moving as we transition into our new system and putting everything together for you guys. So I got to give it back to Ms. Casa and thank her for 1 year hard work getting ready. And 2025 was just preparation for 2026. We've been preparing since last summer for what's coming. And she gave you guys a little update as far as our memberships, our 3 memberships. The only real main difference is we're moving the inner circle from the 49 to the 99 and giving the inner circle members more access to our crypto educational material. We have a lot more content, and we've also split up our partnership side for those that did not need all the functionalities that our original partners have, an opportunity that anybody can become a partner to be able to earn 50% commissions off the shares of our ILCA programs and videos and lessons, especially as we're about to launch the coaching academy. So you still will have your own personalized campaign set up. And for those of you that still want the entire CRM system, white labeling it and all of that, we still have that. So don't, the Maggies and the Carla and Leonard's that has that. If you still want that, we still have access to that. But for everybody else that they don't really need that and they may not be able to afford it yet, you can still become a partner at just $199 a month to get everything ILCA has to offer, plus earning 50% commissions on everything that you're doing and sharing within the ILCA community. So I want to say good morning, everybody. This is still, I always love when Christmas falls on a Thursday when I used to work a 9 to 5 job, because then that meant, you really had a 4 day, maybe 5 day weekend if you took a New Year's Eve off. I'm not New Year's, Christmas Eve off. So we're still in kind of that celebration vacation mode right now, but we're still doing our Saturday morning. Things are going to ramp up big time come Monday. We have a lot happening this weekend. Right after this call at the top of the hour is the E-Estate Super Saturday 2 hour training that's going to be going on. I'll be on that call as well. In fact, those of you in the E-Estate community, the founders and the principals of E-Estate just did a Q&A section with each other on a video that I put in our Telegram group, so you can get more transparency on what that program is all about. And then tomorrow night, I'm really excited. I only do this once a year. I do a special broadcast called The Secret. And that is for me personally, not, different people feel differently about certain things on when it comes to personal development, but that information is what changed my life. That information is what turned around the results I was getting from the effort I was putting in. And I say that in a not a cryptic way, but in an important way. Have you ever felt that you're just working your tail off and you're doing everything that you're told to do, yet it always feels like you're spinning your wheels in the sand and never actually moving forward? It's one thing that you don't put in the work, you're just kind of lazy and you expect results and no results are coming in. That's easy to tell because you haven't put in the work. But when you do put in a lot of work and it seems like you're doing everything you're told, you're following all the rules, and you're still not getting results. Have you ever felt like that before? Type me in the chat box or throw up some emojis. That was me for half my life, all the way up to, yeah, yeah. I turned 50 next summer. So that was me all the way to my 32nd, no, 33rd or 34th birthday. 34. Yeah, because it took me to 34. All the way 34 years. I felt that way. Nothing that I seen that I can do was taken off. And I was frustrated, depressed, angry at the same time, embarrassed, especially as a father trying to take care of your family. And you're like, I did everything I was told to do, went to school, got good grades, got supposedly a good job, enter corporate America and trying to raise my family, and just things weren't working. Feel like a failure. Look yourself in the mirror and like, where did I go wrong? And I'm here to tell you, you didn't do anything wrong. So, yeah, I am taking that part off of you. If you're putting in the work, you did not do anything wrong or misstep somewhere. Yeah, we make bad decisions. That's humanity. There's just an ingredient that you were never taught that goes hand in hand with the recipe. How many of you guys did Christmas cooking this year? I know Marnita got a new bread machine, so she's making bread, fresh homemade bread. But how many of you have ever, you cooked before, and if you follow the directions, but you leave out one seasoning, the dish does not turn out right. It don't won't taste right. My youngest son, he recognizes that immediately, and he'll let his parents and his grandparents know something's off. Something's not right here. Same thing when it comes to life. There's a missing ingredient that goes hand in hand with the effort that you're putting in. And it's not you got to get a college degree. That ain't the missing ingredient. It's not I have to be born in the right family. Being born in the right family, you might be taught that missing ingredient because they know what it is, where everybody else doesn't. But it's something it took me a long time to figure out. And once I figured it out, it's like the doors just opened up. That doesn't mean life has been easy. There's always still been I'm always challenged today. I wish I had 5,000 active members in ILCA right now. Lord knows at least 5,000 more people out there in the world need this crypto education. And I'm working to make that happen. But I've been blessed. I haven't had to work a job since 2012. I've earned seven figures. My day is whatever I want it to be. Yesterday my day consisted of because it was raining. Friday, waking up, playing with Christmas stuff, watching Christmas movies still, taking a long hot bath, taking a long hot nap after I got out of the bath, playing video games, went to Wingstop, watched movies and watched my WWE wrestling, and went to sleep. And that can be my day every day. But how do you get to that point where your day is whatever you choose to make it? Is what we're going to talk about tomorrow. The secret. And that's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And Miss Costa, did you already post that link? If not, we will be posting that link, and we'll post it all also on social media for anybody that wants to get that information. But I only do this once a year. When I had first understood it, where it started to make sense to me, and I was talking about it constantly. I was doing lives and things almost every day, and my mentors shot me down. One of them pulled me aside and said, "What are you doing?" And he literally said this. He said, "Brandon, you are attempting to teach and share information to people who are not qualified to receive it." And the way he said that, it stuck with me, for a long time. Because then I didn't understand it at the time. I just thought that these people were being selfish, hoarding information because they're being greedy and don't want anybody else to have success like them. And that wasn't the case. What he was saying was they're not qualified to receive the information. Oh, we have a whisper call tomorrow too? Okay, so there's a Move Quest. Okay, so we got a full day tomorrow. We got a Move Quest whisper call at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. And then the secret at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific tomorrow night. And I won't be doing that call again until the end of 2026. I only do it once a year. Now, like if for those of you that are really, really curious, you can go on YouTube and you can type in Brandon Ivey, The Secret, and you can see some of the past recordings. But every year is not the same the way I teach it because I've grown. I'm in a different place, especially this year. I have a different focus as I am knocking on the door of half a century and I'm looking at what the rest of my life is going to look like and what I've accomplished over the last 25 years of my adult life. And I have a different philosophy. I have a different goals. All my children are grown. My youngest is 18 and in college, and different responsibilities as now I prepare for my parents that are older. My grandparents' generation are passing away, and it's just a different set of values. And so I'm going to be sharing the same type of information, but it's going to be delivered a little differently. And sharing with that our focus with ILCA going into 2026. What ILCA is all about is making sure you're positioned to be able to not only survive, but to thrive, adapt, and move forward in a new financial system that is being built right underneath our feet that most people don't know about. It was bad enough for me in 1990s, in the 90s, when I was told that, hey, if you want to have success, you got to go to school, get good grades, and get a good, safe, secure job, a job that will take care of you for the rest of your life. And even that was outdated because I was laid off from my first job before I even stepped foot on it my day one. I got a job right out of college that was waiting for me, and before I graduated, the entire division was laid off. I was going to be in Augusta, Georgia. Gone. I was so excited for that job too. And if I can recall, I think it was going to be paying me 34 or 35,000 a year. Now, that may not seem like a lot to you today, but 1994, straight out of college, and we was broke in college, that was good. Coming out. I wasn't married. I didn't have any children yet, anything. Just by me, 34. I was living sweet. But even then, that system we knew realized doesn't work. Fast forward 20 plus 30 years later to today, and we are still teaching that same system where college is even more expensive now than ever. One of the biggest problems is people can't pay back their student loans. And even if you do all that, 70% of the jobs in America today do not pay a livable wage that could support a whole family of at least four. 70% of the jobs. You have to have at least two of those incomes in one family just to barely break even. And even they are still struggling. So, a new system, because that collapse is inevitable. In fact, Doreen Buckner this morning just posted a video in our ILCA News Telegram group. I haven't watched the video yet, but I will. But the topic of it is Europe's economic collapse. Europe's economic collapse is now mathematically inevitable. If Europe collapses, what does that mean for the rest of the world? Because let me tell you something. Europe does not collapse without the United States. The United States is the one leading the way. Japan just did something for the first time in whatever, raising their interest rates or whatever they were doing over there, that people still don't understand the big impact that's going to have around the world because who's been buying our debt? We've been forcing Japan to operate a certain way since World War II after we dropped two bombs on them. Europe's economic collapse is now mathematically inevitable. That's going to have a ricochet effect around the world. So, knowing this, we have to put ourselves in the front of the river of money. We have to identify what industry is going to thrive under the rubble of this crashing system that is the only thing that we know. You first identify it. Once you identify it, the next step you do is, how can I learn about it? What do I need to know about this new space that's not being taught in school? How is this going to come about? If you are over 40 years old, you have a do-over because you were an adult in the 90s. If you're over 45, you were an adult in the 90s. And in the 90s, the internet came on the scene. And I think we all can accept that the internet revolutionized and changed the world. The world doesn't spin without the internet today. The biggest companies in the world are all internet based. In fact, every company in the world is internet based. In fact, because of social media, every human has an internet presence today. Even the youngest of my family, she's what, 3 years old, 4 years old? She knows how to use the phone and everything and internet, swiping this and that and whatnot. But how many of you took action in the 90s to benefit from this new technology that was going to take over the world? How many of you invested in companies, created companies, maybe learned skill sets to get a job in this type of industry or to create something in this industry? Most people did not. We became consumers of this new technology. We became the product of this new technology. If you don't know that, each and every one of you is a product for the internet. Your data is being stored and sold and shared all over the world. But how many of you are making money from it? Especially if you were a creator from the 90s. And knowing what I know today, if I can go back in time, I do things differently in the 90s. I think all of us can say that. Well, you have a do-over. And not only a do-over, but you have an opportunity to thrive even bigger because this revolution is bigger than the internet. Hey, you guys understanding that? It is bigger than the internet. We are talking about $867 trillion of world finances that is moving. It's changing. It's not going away. See, the one thing about if you understand money as energy, it can never be destroyed. It can just be transformed. It could change places. If you understand the history of money, you'll see how money has changed over time. So we have to identify what is the future of money going to look like? How can I get my hands on it before everybody else even knows about it? And not just get my hands on it, how can I invest in the space that I now have solidified myself to have income coming in regardless of what happens to the old system. It's going to be a painful transition when the old system dies and the new system comes on board. This is one of those things, it's like time. You can't stop. The older I get, I see that timeline is just, we just keep getting closer to it. And there's no stopping it, like gravity, but we can be prepared for it. ILCA wants to set a foundation for especially a beginner to be prepared for it. How? Well, not only are we teaching crypto education, but we're also going to be teaching personal development, self-improvement, and how to be positioned as a business owner, a brand to yourself. Every single individual should have their own, at least an LLC. I remember when I first came into the network marketing space, they were saying at that time everybody should have a side gig or a plan B because your plan A was your job and your plan B is not a second job. You should have a network marketing company of some sort or some way you're making extra money on the side. People today think maybe I'll drive Uber or Lyft or DoorDash that can bring me some extra money. That's labor intensive. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about getting yourself positioned to have income coming in from multiple sources that you don't have to work for based on your investments. So ILCA is first wants to teach you and the importance and value of one, we have to shift your mindset. We have to take you from the 9 to 5 mindset of what you've been taught since elementary school or preschool to adulthood. And it's not easy to change 20 years or 21 years of teaching overnight, which is why it took me 10 years to finally figure out the secret. But first we got to get you into that thinking as a business owner, having your own LLC at least, having your own business bank account, starting to build business credit, being an employee of your own business. I think I shared the story sharing with my dad the other day. I was showing him my profit and loss sheet from my business and the tax benefits that I get operating as a business and paying myself a salary from my own business, even though I control the business. Taxes are are made and written for to benefit the wealthy. Most people don't understand how it works and how to be positioned to do that. Getting business credit. And once you get that business credit, what to do with it? You don't go buy a car and take vacations and spend it on fancy restaurants and clothes and things that you never could afford before. You invested in things that's going to make money for you. And you live off the money that those investments are making and never touch your principal while your principal continues to grow. Now, that's the tricky part is where do we put that money? ILCA will give some examples. Doesn't mean you have to, but at least it leads you in the right direction. It doesn't mean that everything we do is going to work because that's just not reality. Not every investment works. Not every business works. Most of them, in fact, fail. All we need is just for a few to work. The goal is to get to $10,000 a month and not residual income, passive income. If you do not know the difference between residual income and passive income, type me in the chat box. I want to see something here. And it's okay if you don't know, okay? This is a safe space. By the way, we're streaming on Facebook as well to all of our Facebook groups, so feel free to share with your Facebook friends. Oh, I think I already did a live with you guys. There's a difference between passive and residual income. This week, probably before New Year's. Wait. Today's already the 27th. Oh, when am I going to do this? Tomorrow, we got a busy day. I got the secret call. Monday, I'm taking my parents. They're going to New York for New Year's. Tuesday and Wednesday. Wednesday is a no, I'm not doing an estate train. That's New Year's Eve. I can't do nothing. Tuesday's in. Tuesday's got to be the day. All right, Tuesday, I'm going to do a special live and it's going to be public. And I'm going to talk about the difference between residual income, especially in network marketing, that all the network marketing pimps be trying to share to everybody in the health and wellness industry, which there's nothing wrong with the health and wellness industry at all. I made a lot of money in that. I was vice president of two health and wellness companies. But I'm gonna keep it real. A lot of people don't like it when I do that. I promise I will not call any individual out or company out. I promise I won't do that. But I will keep it real. And then I'm gonna break down what passive income is. And I am interested in passive income of the I quadrant that Robert Kiyosaki talks about. So I will do that, put that down. I don't have a time that I want to do that. And I don't know if I want to do it on a Zoom like this or I just have the camera on me, maybe in the backyard or something, chilling. Maybe. Let me think about that. What do you guys think? I'll let you guys on my inner circle. Would you rather have me do a live, which is me and the camera talking, or would you rather like me to do a Zoom kind of like this, where everybody is on? Type it in the chat box, let me know. And that will also determine what time I'll do it. Oh, Zoom. Oh, y'all want to be on with me, huh? I don't know. I think I get more viewership though if I do it live straight into. Well, yeah, I can do it Zoom style. It's just not going to get as much. When I go live through like I don't know why the algorithm works that way. I have thousands of people that's able to view it. If I do it Zoom like I am right now, because we're public right now, we got 7 people on Facebook watching. Hmm. I'll think about that. But I can always do it more than once. We'll do it Zoom style then. Um, we'll do it in the place of yeah, because our diamond class is at night at 8 p.m. Yeah, we'll do it at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Yeah, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on Tuesday. In the backyard would make me green with envy seeing it's sunny. Well, I don't know. It's kind of cold. I might do it inside the house. Tuesday. Don't hold me to this, okay? Because I may change my mind, but I will do it something on Tuesday, alive. And we're going to talk about the difference between residual income and passive income and what ILCA is focused on. And that is what our River of Money group is all about. Passive income, letting your money work for you. We have right now 5 programs. The hottest one right now is the one that created a partnership with ILCA, and that is called E-Estate. And I had a friend of mine, and I'm not going to call his name out. He might be watching this. He was a regional vice president in one of my network marketing companies years ago. He left the space and has been making a killing himself in his field of business. It's not technically it's not network marketing, but he still used his networking skills to do this. And he saw my story that had me doing a training for e-estate. And he shot me a message like, "Hey man, you doing that thing?" I said, "Yes." He said, "I don't know, I don't know. It kind of looks sus." Hmm. Did you look into it? No. Do you understand what's really going on? No. So let me tell you something. First, this company hired ILCA to bring crypto education to their community because they're taking real estate and bringing it digital. And most people, especially real estate people, don't know crypto. So this is in an effort to teach crypto, digital, basic common knowledge. This is what I do every day anyway. But in the process of that, they are positioned at the tip of the river of money when we talk about tokenization in an area that is already being tokenized and active. See, the stocks and bonds and all of that other stuff hasn't happened yet. It will. This 16 trillion out of the 867 trillion is already happening active and live. The president's son, Eric Trump, made an announcement. And we know the Trump family's history of 3 generations in real estate. And talk about how things change. Fred Trump, they called him the slumlord. He was interested in low income cost housing all over New York. And then Donald wanted to build the skylines, and he was more interested in commercial real estate. And now the sons, Don Jr., Barron, and Eric, are now taking real estate and they are digitizing it. No questions for this, Judy. And now they're digitizing it. And they're taking this digitized space and opening it up to the entire world where everybody can have fractional ownership. And it's another way for the Trumps to be able to raise money and use that money to buy more property. They're just going to own the majority shares of every property, but they're going to let others own shares in it as well, which is ingenious. This unlocks the door, as Larry Fink said, to people who have been traditionally locked out of this system in an illiquid marketplace to now bring liquidity to fixed assets. And I may say speaking language you don't understand yet, which is why you need education to learn. Now, I don't know if e-estate is going to be super successful. I don't know if they have the intent to be doing everything the right way. You can display one thing. You could, promote one way, but you know how owners are behind the scenes. I don't know. What I do know is that they're in the right space. They're doing something that is inevitable. We have an opportunity to be involved for as low as $10. And they're doing exactly what the program is designed to do. It's working. That I do know. And if you take that with your crypto education and knowledge, then you can participate and be safe and secure no matter what happens on the back end if it takes a left turn a year, 2 years, or 5 years from now. If what I'm saying makes sense, type me in the chat box if that makes sense. Yeah, yeah, save that for inner circle, Judy, that comment. So this is the future. And this is giving us an opportunity to have hands-on experience and learning and training. It's one thing you can read a book. I can read a book about how to ride a bicycle all day long and the mechanics of it, but until I actually get on that bike and I may fall and bust my ass a couple of times, I'm not going to learn. Same thing happens in business. Same thing happens in real estate. There is not one real estate agent that has ever had 100% been a positive results. We're going to fall down a couple of times. It's about being able to pick yourself up and keep moving forward and finding something that works. So e-estate for me is more about learning than it is about making money. And when we go to the event at the end of January, when I actually can see things, shake some hands, and I experience what I feel what that experience is all about, I may come back with another goal. I'll tell you right now, well, first goal is having $100,000 in there working for me. $10,000 a month passive, and then 50,000 a month passive, and then 100,000 a month passive. Long-term goal, well, long-term goal in the if it is what I think, what I hope it to be, let me put it that way. If it turns out to be what I hope it is, $10 million by the end of 2026 from me and all my real estate estate agents combined. $10 million in by the end of the year. It has not gone viral yet. They got what, less than 2,000 agents? Are you kidding me? I've had more than 100,000 people in my organizations. What do you think happens if you got 10,000? Hmm. But I'll see you after Miami. And so if I'm looking forward to meeting those of you guys going to be down there. Hey, I see you, James R. Davis. I see you. You going to be in Miami? I think you said you're going to be there. All right. Let me switch gears and show you why you want to be in the inner circle, which is why we do crypto talk 4 days a week for private and then open on Saturday. And Saturday is just a little glimpse. You don't get the whole thing. But let me jump into it because there are some articles and oh man, I only got like 5, 6 minutes. Okay. Yeah, I went off on a tangent too long on that. So let me jump on over. Okay, we are going to skim through kind of like a walkthrough on what we normally do. Portion of the screen. We pay attention to what's going on in the world. You know, just reading the crypto charts isn't going to tell you how to build your right portfolio. We got to see what's going on in the world and how that information is going to impact the news and impact our crypto. So top news, I always go to ground news because ground news, it doesn't care about, your bubble, whether you are on the right or the left. It just carries the news and then lets you know how much the right or the left is covering that news. So right now seems kind of even. Zelensky says he will meet with Trump in Florida on Sunday for talks on Ukraine security guarantees. Exercising more tops list of New Year's resolutions. Yeah, yeah. Trump's calls for release of any Epstein files naming Democrats. I wish I had time this morning. I don't. Tyler Perry sued for sexual assault. Really? Oh, is that an old one? I think that was that brother that sued him, seeking $77 million. Federal judge to hold hearing on whether Kilmar Abrego Garcia is being vindictively prosecuted. Yes, he is. Scientists depart for month-long Antarctic glacier study. That catches my attention. The right is not covering that at all because it might talk about global warming. The left is really covering that. Anonymous money fuels $5 million in attacks on Georgia Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones. This is something else that this catch my attention. If if we have global warming in the Arctics and melting ice, that's going to raise water levels in the oceans. That raises water levels in the oceans. That's going to cause flooding. If you own property in some flood zones, that can impact your money. I always connect the dots. I don't put my head in the sand. The most polarizing news. The left is not covering. Putin signals Russia could consider territory swap in Ukraine talks. The right's covering that mostly. And the left is covering Trump teases marble armrest for Kennedy Center. The right's not covering that. The left is. All right, what's the markets looking like? Okay, US, let's refresh. US closed Friday in the green. No, that's Asia. US in the red. Dow, S&P 500, and NASDAQ. Oh, I see you, James. Yeah, James, it's going to be good seeing you up there, man. Europe is mixed, kind of flat. Asia is in the green. Okay. Crypto. What's the crypto markets looking like? Refresh this. Zcash is up 17.7%. Wow. Zcash is trending. Bitcoin, 87,000. It's kind of been flat like that for a week. This is Saturday, so we've got to go week to week. Is down almost 1%. Ethereum is down 1.9%. BNB is down 1.3. Ripple's down 4.3. Solana's down 2.5. Tron is slightly up. Doge is down 6.9. Cardano's down 5.8. Bitcoin Cash, though, went up 3.9. That's an outlier. Any outliers over the past week? Zcash up. Look, Zcash is green across the board. Any other outliers? Hype, Litecoin, Avalanche. Shout out again. I got to give to Leonard Long, our diamond class. Helped me make more than almost 60% on my trade. And what was the name of that token again? I think Night, Midnight. Yeah, we were trading that in diamond class. Made a quick buck off that. World Liberty Financial's up 7%. Canton's up 11.6. So Trump's company, Toncoin, Uniswap, those are outliers. So the best performers on the week. Zcash, Knight. Dang, maybe I should have kept holding some more. Knight's up 12.9%. Canton 11.6. Aptos 8.7. How many of you guys made money on Knight? Did you guys take positions when I did mine that night in Diamond class? Catherine, you still have yours? Are you in profit right now? Did it drop that one time? Rita, you bought in on Canton, huh? Canton's up 11.6. Toncoin, World Liberty, Pax, Gold, Hype, Bitcoin Cash. All right. Worst performers. Aave, Mantle, Doge, Pump, Cardano, Ondo, Matic, Bitensor, Chronos, Hash, XRP, WorldCoin. I have a security update as well. Uh, Trust Wallet. Oh, let me get to that. Let me show because we have that in the news. Yeah, let's get into some of the news. Oh, wait. What's MoveQuest token looking like? I got 4 minutes, so hold on. Let's see here. MoveQuest is at $8, down 4.73%. Okay. 9,000 worth of buys, 14,000 worth of sells. Trust Wallet had a hack. Their Trust Chrome extension did an update, and hackers exploited some of that update and was able to drain 7 million from multiple wallets. Now, Trust Wallet's saying they're going to cover this, but this lets me know something. Um, Trust Wallet and MetaMask, or Any wallet, I'm only going to give a suggestion. You do what you please. Any wallet that you are using that has an extension to Chrome, okay? That's an extension, meaning you can just click at the top and it pops up. Any wallet like that, you need to treat as a utility wallet. Do not store most of your crypto or all your crypto in those wallets. Any wallet that you are going to store your crypto that is a non-custodial wallet, do not have it as a Chrome extension. Now, you can always connect a wallet like Exodus, for example, to a MetaMask or something like that, but do not, because hackers are getting more and more sophisticated, and there's too many ways that they can break in. So if they end up breaking into your wallet, you don't even have crypto there for them to steal from. All right. All right. All right, Rita, congratulations. 46% return on Canada. That's what I'm talking about. You learn how to trade, you're a walking ATM machine. You don't need no automated trading bot or anything like that or AI bots and all that. You can make more money off of your own trades when you learn how to do it. All right. So that's that. Then we've got oh yeah, they're saying Trust Wallet is going to cover $7 million loss. Okay. From inauguration week to year-end drift, Trump's meme coin reviewed. Donald Trump closed 2025 as the first sitting president to preside over a meme coin experiment that began in a spectacle and ended in spreadsheets. Okay. Oh, yeah, yeah. Official Trump down to the tanks. Then we've got another headline. Yes, you can, Samantha. Grayscale sees tokenized assets growing by 1,000x as institutional capital moves on chain. But here's the thing, if you guys are using your Exodus wallets, do not connect it to anything. Instead, use Simple Swap if you got to do some type of swapping from your Exodus to another wallet. Use Simple Swap. Okay, Grayscale sees tokenized assets growing by 1,000x. See that? Tokenized assets, real estate, tokenized assets. 1,000-fold by 2030. You are at the beginning of this. This is like, oh, I'm going to get on the internet in 1994, knowing what the internet did in the early 2000s. That's where you're at right now. All right. Next, we've got the tokenized real estate training. I would assume so in 5 minutes because I'm about to log on off and hop on there. Coinbase 2026 Outlook sees crypto entering finance core, an extraordinary and transformative shift. Okay. It's getting more popular. Trust Wallet will cover. Yeah, I got that one. What's this? AI era internet. Can blockchain prove what's real anymore? That is what not World Liberty Finance, WorldCoin is trying to do. AI content. Can we tell if it's fake or if it's real? And last, Ethereum's tokenization role takes focus as Tom Lee outlines bullish outlook. Tokenization. Dang, I was 2 years ahead of my time when I wrote that course. All right, that is it for our ILCA presentation and Crypto Talk for today. I got to hop off and got on to the e-estate training. We'll be back tomorrow. You got the MoveQuest call at 6 p.m. Eastern, MoveQuest Whisper, and then I'm doing the secret at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We will post the links in the Telegram groups for that tomorrow, have a great weekend, everybody. Brandon Ivey out. Bye-bye, and happy birthday again to Catherine. Take care, everybody.